Hey, how's everybody doing? Of course, it's foggy for some reason again. Hold on, let's see if we can get it to refocus. Just as simple as that, usually. How is everybody doing today? We doing good? We doing dandy? We doing fine and dandy? We doing Yankodoodle dandy? So today I want to let's talk about fish, baby. I stole that from Father Fish. I see that we've got EJ's Fishes 76 in here. Thought I'd catch you guys, catch the last of the beautiful sunset. It's about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius here, and I don't know, 40, low 40s, high 30s, temperature wise. And I'm in my Grinchy Grinch apparel for the start of the Grinch season. Let's see here. How is everybody doing? Ready for a bit of Alex wisdom? Well, I don't know who this Alex character is, but I am too. Muppet, Chevy Fish, Ridgel, S. Oh, S with a super chat early on. We got a super chat. Thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. I actually just placed, well, probably going to be a couple $100 order of some fish, and from Aquatic Arts, and we'll be doing some unboxings. They have some kind of unusual species now, and I just got the list of what's coming up for next week's big sale, and we'll have some coupon codes slash giveaways, things like that, lined up as well. So today I think I'm going to look at some of their stuff on their site that I know is coming back, at least now or soon-ish. I don't know, we'll see. But there's some really interesting new snails and new shrimp in the hobby that we just haven't seen much of before. And so I'm excited about that. Real excited. Laura, hello. Isabel, mon ami. S. Let's see here. Mary, of course. Good to see you. Chris John. We got lots of amazing folks in here with lots of wisdom. So if anybody has questions, of course, that's always the protocol here is if you have questions, feel free to ask them. And, ideally, if we could stick on shrimp or on the snail type subjects, or at least nanotanks where you're using shrimps, that would be awesome. But if you have a pertinent question or we get off sidetrack somewhere, you guys know that's just how I roll. James Lowe, hello. Holly Gibbs, Amateur Aquarist, hello. John McKenzie, hello. Lori, fake name, good to see you, brother. And let's see here. So the other thing I was hoping to find out is how are you guys feeling about the membership stuff? You know, I hate being a gatekeeper. I've tried to keep information flowing I don't think I want these headphones. I think we're going to do without headphones. Let me know. Is that still okay? Can you hear me still okay? Um but I think we're going to do without it. Misfits, Reptiles, and Aquatics, thank you so much. We've got a strong $5 super chat coming in. That is awesome. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I hope to put it back into videos. Like I ordered a couple whiptail, red lizard catfish. Hopefully, I have some black devil spike snails, maybe a pagoda snail or two, some of the tricolored horn neorites, also algae eating shrimp that are just assorted algae eating shrimp. And if you do, I see Ridgel posted a link to Aquatic Arts, which I appreciate. Obviously, they're a company I work with and I enjoy. I don't need to go into the whole spiel, but I don't work with many companies. In fact, that's pretty much the only one that I promote and talk to them and help figure out like what we want to order, what I think you guys would dig, and that way our channel kind of has some pull. Also, I wanted to warn you guys that I didn't get the best sleep. I kind of crashed first thing in the morning, and so my brain may be a bit slow. You guys know with my head injury that I do have a, a delay when I don't get enough sleep. So, apologies for that. Brenda Johnson has the age-old question that everybody deals with. You know what? We're gonna grab a couple things so that we can set up. Also, let's go downstairs. I hope I don't lose anybody. If I do, I'll try to restart the stream. You guys know how it is on the weekends sometimes, but we're gonna try to go downstairs, and we're also going to be pulling up some new images from, and you guys will see sources of where you can get the same images, where I see new fish and shrimp listed, and kind of where I keep an eye out for them, amongst other places. But yes, so let's get this going. But how do you control snails? Well, other than doing a elaborate ancient ritual that involves dressing up with a shell on your back from a loggerhead tortoise and chanting while making sacrifices of small slugs. The main thing is you just don't overfeed them. So in this tank, I'm purposefully culturing these albino Ramshorn snails. They get called the super reds, kind of. But can you see this? This is from one night of them just eating and pooping and doing their dirty work. And I literally take a turkey baster and I get that excess out. The other really helpful bit of advice that I can give you for controlling snail population is going to be, first of all, it's feeding. So if you are somebody who feeds, and especially if it's a shrimp tank, or, you know, maybe you've got bottom feeding fish that just are a little slower at finishing their meal, then I highly recommend using a little glass dish. And for snails, they'll all pile on and kind of find where the food is, and then huddle together. See this though? I'm able to get a lot of this debris out. And then in the meantime, it's not just relying on evaporation or water changes. It kind of serves as a water change over time. You just have to, I do this with this rather than a siphon because I've got little teeny baby shrimp in here. You see that one there? That easily get sucked up and away. But this is another way to get rid of planaria and things like that. But food is the bottom line. That's what's causing your snails to explode. It may not even be that you have enough food to feed all the babies that they've had, but you had enough food to trick the parents into thinking that the general trend is this tank is getting messier, and I will be able to reproduce and bring more little critters into the tank, and they will have food. Just like a lot of fish, they will not, oftentimes many species will not have babies unless they know that there is food for those babies. And so here, we've got all these Ramshorn snails that are pretty close to adult age, at the moment, and I cull these pretty heavily because I really want that dark red foot, and then ideally I want a gold shell or an opal shell, and the other thing I like to do, make sure you're leaving your shells in there when they die, but like I said, just keep gravel vacking with a turkey baster. It's not as invasive as using a full-on gravel vac, but you could use a full-on gravel vac if you're not dealing with baby fish and shrimp to the degree that I am. So the other tank that we'll look at while we chat for a bit is this one, just because the power supply on the light has been on the fritz, and I would like to look at some of the shrimp and snails in here, and gobies and all that, erythromicrons or emerald dwarf rasboras, all these goodies, the Samfong rasboras. Look at them and this tank just for a little while. We've also got the Peclotia or Peclodia. Let's see if we can get him to come out. But he hides right in the joint up here, and sometimes I can get him with the turkey baster to come out. But he's a beautiful, from Aquatic Arts, went on sale a while ago. I've heard some feedback that people don't like that Aquatic Arts does the clearance sales. But the truth is, they try to buy from local breeders. They try to buy from whatever source is the highest quality or the best natural collection points and things. And money's not their focus when they order it. They just price their everything according to that, according to what they paid. And they don't care what they pay if it's a good fish. So just like Redfish Bluefish and Jason, our friend who launched at redfishbluefish.shop, where I got these guys, this incredibly rare fish in America. In Europe, it's not so incredibly rare, but I'm hoping to try to spawn them. And it's one of those things where they are $16 before tax per fish. That's expensive. Also, Ruby Tetras. If you were in Father Fish's chat, these are my little barometer fish for this tank. If the acidity hits 5, they will all of a sudden turn a grayish blue hue with the iridescence still. If it goes too high into a higher pH state where it's more alkaline, they'll actually turn kind of a ghost milky white. And so for me, I see them do that literally within hours of it happening. So I get a good jump on it. But what we're looking at in here right now, we've got the, I wanted to show you guys, we've got the Neocaridina Davidi or Zengagensis, the red cherries. And these are a really nice strain from Lucas Bretz originally. And then we also have some of these. These are actual culls from the Santa collection, which we have up above in that snail tank. And then we have these, which are these clear ones, which are, these are Malawa Shrimp. Or actually, no, this is a gold nebula because of the stars on it, the little speckles. Malawas don't have that. They're just totally, pretty much totally clear. This one still has the stars. You see that on the back. It's more subtle, but that's really the best way to tell them apart. It can be really hard to tell them apart otherwise. But the other two things that are key when here's an actual Malawa shrimp right here. They kind of look like Gonzo. They got the big eyeballs, and then they've got dark dots rather than the metallic light dots. They've got dark dots, and these guys, to me, pound for pound, they're better than Amano. They're much more peaceful, and they don't jump out of the tank pretty much ever. So I really enjoy them quite a bit. They're a nice addition. Also down here we have a blue, as they call them, Ramshorn snail with the normal color body. We also have pond snails by the name that you may have heard of, which is the actual, its common name is the pond snail. Not as in a snail that lives in ponds, but that's its common name, pond snail. Now, if it curves, if it curves to the left, then it is a bladder snail. If it curves to the right, then it is a pond snail. That's the best way to describe it that I've found. other than the fact that sometimes the bladder snails will actually stay smaller, and the pond snails will get a little bigger and have some yellow dots. Now, bladder snails and pond snails are pretty comparable in that they won't eat plants as long as they have any other source of food. And I mean any. I mean, look at all this algae and stuff going on up here. You can see we've got a little pond snail going at it right now, just eating the heck out of it. And the ramshorns have laid their eggs right here. So that's one thing that can kind of be annoying, is how many eggs they lay. Now these ones are getting ready to hatch. You can see that they actually have little proto-shell structures in those eggs. And yeah, so let's get these panda loaches, let's get them fired up. We're gonna kick up the substrate for them. For me, snails and loaches and shrimp all like this. Now you have to be careful, make sure that your tank is fully cycled before you go doing this, because you don't want to just kick up locked anaerobic bacteria and stuff. But as unsightly as this looks, it's actually a great little process for getting nematodes and, you know, microorganisms, seed shrimp type things out of the substrate, you know. And sometimes you can suck up some planaria while you're at it, but just kicking it up like this and then just kind of dumping the outflow up on top of the water and letting it resettle, that is a great way to feed without feeding your tank again. If your tank has this much debris in it, this is still 2 or 3 days away from needing me to add more food. These small fish and the shrimp and the snails, they're all more than capable of surviving off of this for weeks on end. So yes, LP lurking, hello, and happy birthday, little man. April S, what are the signs your cherry shrimp are thriving other than population growth? So let's see here. I'm trying to think if I have a good example of it, but I would say there's two, and the light's gonna go off and on here and annoy us, so pardon that. But there's something wrong with, like, I don't know, the capacitor or something in here that's reading it as too hot, even though it's not. But if we poke around and we find some shrimp in here, you can see some red neocaradinas they're completely translucent, but very vivid. But you can still see light coming through the shell. Well, that's a good sign that they're either a certain variety. You know, they're not the Painted Fire or the Bloody Mary. They're like a Sakura high-grade shrimp. And if you can't see through them, which is the case, hold on, let's try to find somewhere that's the case. And they have like a stripe on there. Here we go. Come forward. Come to the front of the class. Like this guy here. If I could come forward. Come on. Here we go. This guy is a little bit of transparency, but for the most part, you can't even tell when these ones are saddled. They're so dark red that even their flesh starts to get red. And this one's still young, so his legs haven't colored up fully red, but you can see in some light that they are starting to get red in the center. And that's a good tell that your shrimp are healthy and doing well. If they start losing color, or let's see if we have some. I have some examples in here too of some that weren't doing so hot. So this is a nice healthy shrimp. You'll get to know what color their saddles are, which is where they carry their eggs. Here's something that's interesting that I keep having happen in this tank only, and I've treated it multiple times. But we've got these little parasites that are on the rostrum of these Japanese algae-eating shrimp. And it annoys me to no end, the fact that they keep getting them. But really, unless they're starting to invade like their cheeks, their gill plates, it's okay. And they're not really on the Neocaridina. However, you want to keep an eye out for this one's getting ready to molt, so you can see that he's got, or she, I should say, has got some bumpiness on her speckling. But if that speckling extends around and you see like a bunch of little white bumps, that's another sign that they're not doing so well, that they have a parasite. And let's see, come on. Oh, here we go. Here's like a nice solid red one. I have no idea how this one got in here, but oh, yes I do. Never mind. So these guys, I put a couple in here just because they're gonna have babies. They're gonna have babies, and I didn't want them to be predated in the bigger tank. So here we have a female. She's got babies, and you can see that off-white color on her. That means that she is ready to shed. She wants to shed. She's so over being the size she's at, and she needs to get into a bigger shell. But that won't happen until she has those babies that she's holding underneath her frame here. And you can sometimes tell that by when they swim. You'll see that they don't use their back swimmerettes because they're holding the babies. But also, if they get a white line in their on their back, like this way, then that's another sign that maybe they're not getting enough calcium. Here's another sick shrimp. Not super sick or anything, but it's just something I have to keep dealing with in this tank, and it's frustrating me to figure out what's going on. It may be the fact that I have kept plecos, baby plecos, in this tank so much, and that they are actually causing some issues. But where did it go? Let's zoom back out a bit. This is a muscle tissue disorder that you'll see in shrimp. It can be from their water quality. It can be from them eating not such good sources of protein that is infected with that. So they should look like this. They should, of course, it just disappears. They should have a nice clear body, no milkiness to that. But some of mine are off and on, I've noticed. And part of it is that they're eating what the other sick shrimp before them ate. So what I really should do is get out all this, the sick shrimp material, get all this mulm stuff out that could be a potential problem. And then let's is this him right here? No, that's the one's okay. We need to get him to the front to show you guys the necrosis, the muscle necrosis on shrimp. But as I said, as I do all these checkups and things in my tanks, I like to really use the turkey baster, kick up the soil. See all that nastiness there? That's all from the snail biofilms and the snail trail. When they eat, they kind of cycle through the substrate, and they create a lot of this waste, which is really high in nitrates, and it's an issue for a lot of tanks, especially when you're working with like a 5-gallon tank rather than a big old 20 long. The bigger the tank, up to oh, and here's a nice buried female that's doing well, who's just got eggs right the way they're supposed to be. She's a-okay, good to go. See this dark stuff back here? This is more of that snail whatever, just junk. And that is where you can run into problems. As much as snails and shrimp are supposed to eat that, in this tank I have a sand substrate, and the sand substrate really does not clean at any speed anyways. It doesn't water column. And the filter itself, it doesn't so much either. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck that other... Oh, here we are. So we're going to have some glare. Then we're going to start talking about some new shrimp, and I'll get the rest of your questions going. So can you guys see this milkiness going on in the tail section of those shrimp? This one's got the worst of it, I think, right here. That milkiness is its actual muscle tissue dying. And they can die from it. The only thing is you want to be careful that you're not just witnessing it because they ate their own shed, which is very common and very healthy. That's what they should be doing, is eating their own sheds. So that's a fine line to walk sometimes, you know. But let's get back after we were going to look at... I thought they'd be all dog piled up, but I think these banshees, these apistos, have been hunting them. But these are the Malawa shrimp, and I've been trying to breed them separately, where we've got a green and blue variety, and then a rusty red and tan variety. But they're all guts. They are brave little toasters. They're brave little cocktail shrimp. They will hang out in the open, even with predators. And I think just their sheer numbers, that sounds better than sheer stupidity, right? Sheer numbers, that they just come out and do that. And they get along great with the golden nebula shrimp, which, like I said, they look very similar, except some of them are dark, and they also have this white calcification and banding on them. But other than that, it's arguable they may even interbreed. So yeah. So we're gonna look at this tank, even though it's not full of shrimp or snails. Well, it does have shrimp and snails, but even though it's not high on that list of full of those things, I want to get to the more of the questions, but you guys don't need to see my mugs, so we'll just look at some fish tanks. Come on, stop zooming like this. It's driving me nuts. Alright. Invasion of snails. To control them, definitely you just cut back on the food, and within a month, they'll equalize out. People really overfeed all their fish so much. Alex, what's the big plant in back of the Apongiton? I'm trying to think what tank that was that we were looking at. What tank had that even? I don't know that we had any Apongiton anywhere. Was it? Okay, I don't know. You'll have to tell me which tank, what fish were in the tank. Oh, hey Chevy, how's it going? Yeah, if we could hit that like button too, or the dislike, either way, I'd like that. David says, I have a red lizard whiptail in my shrimp tank. Yeah, they seem to work pretty well from my personal experience. I've also heard people say, no, don't put them together, but for me, I haven't had an issue. NSC Jewelry, I have a new clear limpet in my aquarium. Are they bad? Will their population explode, and can I control them early? Limpets, for the most part. Now, there's, I don't know, 30 or 40 main species of limpet, like freshwater snails or brackish snails. But for the most part, no. They're slow feeders. They're kind of like starfish. They can hit a maximum capacity, and then they kind of stop. And I think they have larval young that need salt water in order to thrive, come back, and become an adult that affixes to a rock. T-Bone says, I can't post any links. Oh, that's a bummer, because T-Bone, you had a wrench. I don't know what happened. I don't know why YouTube is taking wrenches and deleting comments, and they're just they are really making me frustrated. They really are. James Lowe says, "What's the best, or what's best for, or what's best way to keep mystery snails shells good in neutral to acidic black water community tanks and some red cherry shrimp?" Well, it's a bit of an oxymoron in that the acidity from low pH very well should be enough that it starts melting away that calcium and carbon that they need. It'll resettle and rebond into organic compounds, but that's a tough one. Let's see here. Oh, I see another super chat popped up. I don't know where yet. We'll get to it. Probably gonna scroll to the bottom just to try to get this y'all caught up. Alan Tooth, great to hear from you, buddy. Again, thank you for becoming channel members, you guys. It's really nice in that it gives me a predictable income. It lets me know, okay, I can spend X amount on the fish room. I can try out a new product, or I can take that road trip over to see Jason and film his stuff, or whatever the case may be. Get new microphones, headphones, things like that. And honestly, hopefully soon, just paying the bills, essentially. So, let's see. Alex, you got me into Ramshorn Snails. I have a couple tanks with just the red Ramshorns. Right on. You know, they do like a little bit of diversity just because it switches up the biofilm that they graze on. So I would recommend providing with, you know, Cypress Helferi or Stargrass, Kabamba, things like that, Mayaka, that are quick growing and fine leafed and pretty vivid too. Let's see here. Alex, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, other than that I'm really sweaty today. I've got like the cold sweats today, and I don't know why. Hey, Ginger. What is going on? J-Rad. Come on, where are they? I was trying to get you guys a shot of either my... Oh, here's some. Of my peacock gudgeons. Here's a female. Today is the last day of the Petco $1 per gallon sale, huh? Gotta get it while it's hot. Let's see here. Cassie, did you have more questions, Cassie B? I know you did it this morning. You had all sorts of inquiries on the state of critters. Back here sometimes we get interesting critters. Oh, here's the filter I took apart in order. It usually has two foam pieces here, and then this is the power head. The air goes in here. I just ordered more of them, and I'll be showing those. I'll be doing probably an unboxing. Stuff's coming for a few days in a row, but I'm going to do an unboxing on how to supercharge your filter for very inexpensive amounts. Isabel, the secret history living in your aquarium. I use salt dip and and Prozi Pro for the parasites in my shrimp's nose. Yeah, that'll get rid of them. They're like little flukes or little nematodes that get on the rostrum. They don't do much unless they get into the internal parts of the gills and labyrinth organ. Boy, hold on. We got some super chats coming through. I'm actually going to scroll to the bottom. We're going to start doing questions again. I'm going to get these super chat questions, obviously. Got to get those in. Also, look at my filter, how janky it is right now. It's a big one, though. It's a 75-gallon filter on a 40 breeder. And I've got biomedia that floats in here, biomedia up in here, and then a cartridge that's just off center because I snapped something. And water, almost like a plenum, under here very slow. So that gets me, I think it gets me anaerobic and aerobic bacteria. Scrappy Jaw Studios. Thanks again for coming on the aquarium, guys, with us. Story time 3 was a great time editing. Have a beer on me. Well, I'll have a Dr. Pepper on you. But yes, I had fun with that too. You guys, if you want to check out a little silliness, a little, what do you call it? They've gone too far. Oh wait, hold on. Kelvin says, "Hey Alex, do you find different colors of Neocaridina shrimp prefer different kinds of food?" That's a hard one. I've never quantified, like, not feeding a group of 6 for, a month and then giving them each those things. But I believe that to be true. Yeah, Jamie Lee, send it to the Facebook group, and hopefully one of us, if not me right away, will be able to point you in the right direction with what you ended up with. Let's see here. Yeah, Jamie Lee with the little pair. I do appreciate it. Let's see here. Okay. Malaysian trumpet snails. Thomas Nelm says Malaysian trumpet snails can cause disease. All snails can cause disease. They have a rich bioactive trail of slimy whatever. And I would guess that they not only like scrub or diffuse that yeah, okay, hold on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up. You guys have so much to say today. Alan Tooth with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, you guys. I really do appreciate these. We'll be reinvesting into oddball fish with them for sure. Alex, what kind of shrimp do well in crystal red tanks? I just set up my first tank for for them, and so sorry guys, I'm having trouble reading. My eyesight is not focusing anymore. And so far they have just MTS in there. I would recommend my favorite shrimp are the Malawas. They really are, if you can find them. They go by a few different names, but if you search Malawa, you'll find them, and then search that Latin name, you'll find something. Let's see. Um, Roman, those are great little filters, yeah. $5 from Christine Kaiser. Thank you so much. Really, really, guys. I appreciate it. It comes at a good time. I don't want to get too into it because I know y'all have bills, but you know, car tabs just came due, which is going to be 300. Have to get some insurance supplemental for dentistry work I'm getting, and then we have to spend, you know, tens of uh, tens of thousands of dollars, I guess. Not Yeah. So it comes at a good time. I mean, I always feel like, I finally made it. I'm sustainable on my own if I live in a cheap, you know, art art school or college student dorm setting. Uh, do, 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 do. How do you use eggshells for calcium? So for calcium, what I do is I will crush up the eggshells, and I will leave that little membrane on the egg if possible, and that little clear membrane has a lot of protein in it, as well as minerals and vitamins. The shell itself is pretty inanimate, or whatever you want to call it, inactive, and so it will it will dissolve into its constituent parts. But that protein that's there at first, the little film, uh, can also be really good for teeny fish. You just don't want to let it sit long enough to fester and spoil. Let's see here. What I was going to show you. Let's after we're almost done with catching up to the questions, but I wanted to show you guys some of the new stains that Aquatic Arts and we've talked, and yeah, I work with them, so you have to. I feel like I should disclose that. But I know for a fact that they are starting to do, get ready for all this Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. Pumpkin King, hey, I don't recognize you or that name right off the bat. Could just be my brain, but welcome. What's the best food to feed a new colony of Multi-Faucetis? Currently, they have no interest in brine shrimp. That's interesting. A lot of people are swearing by that extreme brand of stuff, but usually I just keep offering something. Maybe like I don't know, maybe a Daphnia would work better, or a vinegar eel or something. I'm not positive on that, but you'll just have to play with it and kind of figure out which is which. I would love to do that. So yes, thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Let's see here. Come on. Chat, sorry guys, chat's being slow. All right, let me breeze through these. Make sure I didn't miss any more super chat. Oh, I did. Leo Brush Painter, thank you so much. We got a good eye, mate. $5 super chat. Ah, thank you. And Alan Tooth, we got a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What is the other best snail that can be used in a crystal red tank? Considering that the pH, where'd it go? The pH is so low. Usually, it's not that low. I mean, you could get Brightwell substrate, keep their pH at 6.5 to 7, and some will survive as long as your TDS is really low. It's when both crash that's the bigger problem, in my opinion. Aquarium Cop, hello. I see that you've snuck in again. And I see George again. Alright, hold on. Looking for bright highlighted. Okay, alright. So, you guys need to unwind for a little sec, stretch your legs, get yourself a little beverage, and then we'll hop back into some of the cool new shrimp and snails that we are offering, or Aquatic Arts has been offering. But yeah, so I boil the eggshells, like I said, put them in the hang off the back filter or even in the substrate a little bit, and just let them do their thing, let them dissolve. It's not an overnight solution. It takes a few months to start seeing in shrimp themselves usually, but a lot of times you can get the container, come in and tissue, or not tissue, but a culture from there. Let's see here. Isabel 333. Oh, a number after my own heart. Wrenchless in Seattle. I have been here the whole time, Alex. I can't miss your stream. Well, that's sweet of you. I want to give a shout out to Aquaballs. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, it's, aquarium hobby and ball pythons, that is. And it's a great channel. Let's see here. All right. That, and the other thing is I want to come up with a stretch goal kind of thing for if we get enough channel members, like maybe when we hit 100 channel members, if we can. I want to do something that's either for the local community here that keeps fish, or I don't know, just something fun. So keep an eye out for that too. All right, so let's hop on in to Freshwater Shrimp. Aquatic Arts, I've been really on them, trying to get them to order interesting stuff. So here, you guys recognize these, I would hope. And these are the Amano Shrimp. They're renowned for their ability to clean things, and yes, they do work. But they're just jerks to each other. And they'll climb out of the tank. I don't like them personally. Sorry, guys. Just looking down. Alright, let's get here into... Where are the snails? There we go, freshwater snails. So, check this out. This is new to the hobby. This is the devil's... the black devil spike snail. What's interesting when you look at snails is look how different the Latin names are. I mean, they're just nowhere near like snails branched off so long ago evolutionarily that so much speciation came off of that. Uh, but yeah, the black devil horn snail is a cool one. It's Aquatic Arts has a really nice job writing up this stuff. They actually have a couple ichthyologists and ecologists on their team that now work there, and as they're expanding, that are going to be helping set up breeding and all that stuff. But let's see here. Okay, here's the info on them. Info. Here we go. So 2 to 3 inches adult size. You get them at an inch or so. They'll eat vegetables that are blanched or soaked. So, yet again, I don't know how they detect it or why they do or don't, but some of these snails are really picky with their diet. Let's see here. I guess highly specialized. And then we've got all these great mystery snails, which basically somebody in a private text, they're impossible. Yeah, mud skippers, Mary, are adorable. I love them. So the albino mystery snail that they've got there is another nice one. The olive jade mystery snail. The Japanese trapdoor snail, this one's a nice one. And it's really related to the pagoda snail. But most of the snails are actually from Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, things like that. Sorry, guys, about my camera skills tonight. They're real bad. But here you can see the trapdoor snail, the difference. It's got very thick ribbing on it, or outer stuff. But I like looking at the growth plates. Every time that they're shedding a little bit of a layer, they get a little mark. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Doo, doo, doo. All right, so those are cool, but the ones that I was even thinking about getting right off the bat were, even though they say sold out at the moment, but hopefully there's supposed to be more of these coming in for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. Hopefully, but these are called Pagoda Snails, and what's cool about them is they'll stand up on end while feeding, and they can get all over actually pretty well too. You can see them here. They've got they kind of come up out of their shell and stand while feeding, almost like on their front hooves, their front lane. Alright. Come on. Come on, camera. Stop focusing. Yeah, it does look like a rabbit snail a lot. In fact, they did have rabbit snails on here a while back. Here's these. I didn't get these from them. I just started doing them myself. But here they've got them for, I think, $3.95 each. If you wanted to start them, you could buy like 2 and you'd have 1,000,000 in no time, just by, I don't know, knocking a jar of fish food over into their tank. Come on. Freaking. Okay, the tripod thing that I had that I was trying to brace myself with just keeps tilting down, and my mind is starting to slow. All right, hold on. So another snail that I saw that I was interested in. Um, let's see if I can find that one again real quick. See that orders over 200, 150. You're gonna want to use the code Secret History 10 if you've been before, and Secret History all caps, no spaces, 15 if you're new. And we have a lot of new people according to the analytics, which surprises me. Like every yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Japanese chapter. I was just trying to see how many they had left. Yeah, they don't. Okay. Newest arrivals. Let's see what they've got listed in here now, too. Oh, the other thing that they got back were the shrimp lollipops, which a lot of people really like those. Those are really fun. They attract a ton of your shrimp onto them. Do, 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 do. Wah, 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 wah. Also, they have like every shelly you could want right now. It's interesting. Ugh, I can't wait to get these fish at some point in my life. Come on. You guys like my keyboard? Another thing, as well as snails and shrimp, um, is we've got all these, the crayfish, the CP, um, what are they? CPOs, the little teeny Mexican dwarf crawfish, crayfish. I like these too. These are really pretty. Um, yeah, all their Lamprologus fish look really nice right now. Oh, so here's another. This is a new thing. So what this is, as far as I can tell, it's proprietary, but it's quote unquote onyx, and it's when the shrimp has like a primer that's dark under its shell and its flesh usually. See how the legs are darker too? Um, that's what color underneath the shell is, or the carapace, the molt. Trying to see if we can scroll down. So these red onyx shrimp, dark red to maroon variant, popular Neocaridina davidi. This is one of the newest forms, ever-growing varieties of hardy, easy to keep dwarf shrimp experiences. You're welcome. Blah, 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 blah. Just a welcome letter to it. Okay. But I really like those Neocaridinas. Now they're, if you go out snorkeling or even just like spearfishing, looking down on the water or fishing normally or whatever, and you start picking up rocks and little snails and periwinkles and things like that, you'll start to notice all sorts of an abundance of diversity going on here. All right, we'll hop back into. All right, let's see. So then we've got the assassin snail, of course, which will kill, kill, kill. Here's those red ones that I was talking about, same as like the Lucas Bretz line, but they've got that color that glows. They've got translucency through them. Same with a lot of the blue velvets. They're a cloudier. They have pomada in them, or not cloudy, but they're a more translucent rather than opaque shrimp. Originally, I got these ones because they were on sale at the time. Where was it? At the fish. My mind's getting scrambled, guys. Sorry, I'm having a hard time tonight. Sorry, guys. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep doing this one tonight. I hate to say it, but my cognition's slipping. Alright, so the orange Securas, those ones are nice. Here's the little Mexican dwarf crawfish, crayfish, and they're one of my favorites. You just have to kind of feed them on their own, and if you can help it, I like to give them a meal on like a knife or a little spatula or something and put it in one part of the tank while all the top feeding animals or water column feeding animals are content with flake or whatever else. Because otherwise they just want what they can't have and force their way in. Come on. There's the little tricolor horn nereids. Love these. They don't lay as many of the little eggs. So I really like that about them. But they come in a few different varieties. So zebra thorn nereids. And yeah, they'll bust off thorns from time to time and stuff. They're a little delicate. I mean, let's see. They're a little delicate in that they want a little more basic. So then we got the mystery snails, which are just an apple snail essentially. Oh, this is another unusual one. Really pretty yellow flesh. But B-grade mystery snails. Pomexia bridges. Interesting. Oh, here we go. I love these. They don't have them right now, but these are one of my all-time favorites for eating diatoms and stuff like that. But you really need them there from the start, otherwise they can't help you now. Come on. There we go. Man, I can't stop this thing from tilting down. I'm so sad that they don't sell Thai micro crab in my country. I think they're a little overrated, honestly. That's just my personal 2 cents. They hide a lot, and I don't know. They're really soft-shelled, so other animals like to eat them. Hello, looking at the keyboard again. Oh, so another one that I really love are the Babalti. Where are they? I'm gonna probably have to cut this stream short just because I'm losing focus of being able to multitask with my brain right now. Need a nap. Let's see here. This might. Where are? Okay, here we go. So then we've got this is a regular cherries that everyone's used to. Um, these are kind of cool too. The tiger neorites. They've just got orange and red, and then some stripes. Pretty much every neorite you could think of exists out there. Mystery snails. These are really similar to most wild neorites that you see in like the Philippines and things like that. Um, let's see. And this pack, I always like when they sell it there. Of course, like we can't. Oh, okay. Yeah. Another one, blue mystery snail. More of the red racers. This one's interesting for the future. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Purple mystery snails. Like them. Where? I still can't find the one I'm looking for, though. The newest one that they added. That I know is on their order guide because I said, order it! This is what my cherry shrimp look like right now. Really good grade one. See how much they can run up to $8.99 though. Another good trick is to buy the B grade snails. They're still gonna have the genetics to reproduce. I mean, neorites aren't gonna reproduce for you in freshwater, but they still have the goody good genetics. So, yeah. Do 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 do. Cass says nearite snail eggs are just an eyesore. They dissolve. Yeah, they'll dissolve in higher pH or lower pH, I should say. Higher acidity. Definitely a lot quicker as well. So that helps. Plus the little I guess littler stuff does that too. Let's see. What the heck? Where did it go? Do, 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 do. I know, I know, I know. The screen is messing with things. It's me. It's me. The tripod just keeps drifting down whenever I let go of it. Let's see here. Yeah, these onyx ones though, I think this is a new trend. The metallic is a new trend. Um, crystal shrimp, obviously, that's going to be your next step up for next hardest shrimp. Um, it's interesting they have the blue bolts, King Kongs, Pintos, all those kind of things are probably going to be fairly similar in care. However, things like these unusual ones that are really hard to tell apart, honestly, unless you've had these shrimp for a while. There's the Amano versus there is a Caridina. Um, I don't know how you say it. Villadolidi. Villadolidi. Um, all right. This one actually has the muscle problem, the necrosis in its muscle. Or that strain just does that, maybe. I don't know. Um, Vampire shrimp. Gotta love them, the big old bruisers. But actually, what I was hoping to find was more. Maybe we'll do top 10 new invertebrates from the last 10 years or something. Here's one that's mixed with a lot of palmata, I'm sure. It's that sky blue. Um, Small bamboo shrimp. That's cute. It'll get way bigger. Oh, here we go. I love these guys too. The fan shrimp. They're not necessarily new, but they're just great oddballs. And then here's the Japanese algae eaters. Could a cray coexist with the cherry colony? They pretty much decimate it, from my experience. Apparently, others have claimed to do it, but I've never seen it more than I don't know, 30-second vine or something. It's not really like a how-to and in-depth coverage of went down. Here we've got wild form Neocaridina, which look really similar to other ones. And then here, yet again, more of the, not wild form, but all the coals. And then this is another one we've been pushing, is the, um, come on, the Taiwanese long claw prawn. They're a little bigger, but they've got one claw that's big. They're kind of funky looking. Um, Snowballs. Might not have seen these in a while. Can't aim the camera. Can't do two things at once. Alright, guys. So, this room's a mess, by the way. So, guys, I'm sorry. I'm fading really badly. I think it's just not enough sleep or something. But I'm really fading. I apologize for the disjointed end of the stream. I really do. Sorry. But thank you so much for the super chats and things. I might try to stream like late night tonight or be on someone else's stream. But I really need to take a rest. My mind is not working right now, and I don't want to put on a bad show. So maybe tomorrow we'll try to redo this. Very odd. I've like crashed hardcore the last 25-30 minutes. So sorry guys about that, but take care. Have a great night. Take care of your critters, your fish, your plants, the people around you, and of course yourself. Because if you don't do that, well, you're a jerk. No. If we all did that half the time, I think our world would be twice as good. Thank you again, guys. We'll try to get a more comprehensive stream. I just feel bad about this one. My mind is it's just not not working the best. So you guys don't usually see me like this, and I try to keep it on the ball or to push it forward if this is how I'm doing, if this is the case. But yeah, and I need to get the new teeth, so I really look crazy. All right, guys, thank you so much, though. Take care. I have some videos hopefully coming out soon that are, not just live stream videos, but some other videos. So hopefully that all works out good too. And yeah, I'm not feeling like bad. It's just after a number of times, my my speech and my memory and my thought process gets really, really clouded if I've had a long day or if I haven't gotten enough sleep. So, and I think that's what it is. Usually, almost always before I come see you guys, I take a nap. So, yes, and I didn't have time today. I was with Father Fish, which was lovely. All right, guys. Have fun on the other streams tonight or whatever it is you're doing, and I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I'll blame Father Fish. We'll do that, Cass. Bye, guys.